All right, we're back for part 3 of 4. We're going to do one more after this. We're super excited. I hope I didn't just block the whole camera view. All right, we'll try that again. But we are back at the Tree of Life Metaphysical Shop. And I'll let you introduce yourself, but we're going to learn more about our tarot card reading and things I can't pronounce.
Which is a lot.
I can't do that without throwing up.
Please don't. He has a very, very touchy.
That will be the most
reflex.
racist things that ever happened to be impossible if you try and speak Arabic and vomit. Like,
I just want to.
It's a hit or miss. It's either going to get us a lot of views or shut down.
Idiot throws up. Well,
Idiot racist throws up.
like that Simpsons one. Local man shakes fist in cloud.
All right.
We're off to an awesome
gosh,
start.
so good.
If anyone in the crowd would like to grab a microphone and have any questions at some point, that is on. You can have some fun. But go ahead, introduce yourself.
Hi, I am Cassidy Rose Munley. I am a tarot practitioner, general witchcraft advisor, ranch dressing enthusiast. And
You lost Andy.
Yeah.
there's a cat here. I've been reading seriously for about 6 years, for money. I've been reading professionally, I guess you'd say, for about 6 years. But I've always been interested in the metaphysical, and it's very heavily in my culture. And so I just full embraced it as an adult, and my life goal is to do this and this only professionally.
Cool.
I did 6 readings in my life.
We are not
majority of them were
sponsored by
from
Dr.
me.
Pepper, but God, please. Please sponsor us, Dr. Pepper.
I'll take anything. Patreon, hey.
Hey, Patreon.
$1, $5. Throw us some, help us out. Throw us a bone. T-shirts are cool too. You can get a T-shirt.
Fanny packs.
Yeah.
Fanny packs.
What's that? Fanny pack, yeah, and backpacks. We have a lot of cool stuff. Hopefully, actually, just added. No, it didn't get added yet. Hopefully, bralettes are coming. Swimsuits.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
this
this-
is great.
Get yourself an alien bralette.
Yeah.
Just
2 aliens.
Yeah.
Tori's face are gonna be on the bralettes.
Thanks, Mom.
There you go.
Well, the bathing suits they're selling are one-piece bathing suits. This is so off topic, but I always wanted to say I want everyone to get a picture of them and then that is the bathing suit face.
Oh God.
And then take a picture of someone's back, if they have a little bit of butt hair.
Put on the back.
And that's the back of the swimsuit. So but it's a flesh-colored thing, so it looks like so the back just looks like a hairy butt crack, and the front is Tori's face.
It's Johnny Gonzalez's outfit.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
Oh my goodness.
So get ready for those on the merch page.
Yes.
Yep, our faces on your bodies.
All right,
Yeah, so-
Cassidy,
so-
take it
yeah,
away.
Anyway, let's get into.
What do you think you do?
I almost tried to pronounce it, and
Don't.
Yeah.
okay. So, Habibi is, it's often used as a slur. Which people will say call
Almost
people
got me.
Habibis.
Yeah.
Which is really funny because Habibi means my darling. It's what you call children.
Hell
But
of a slur.
girlfriends, it's so funny. They'll be like, oh, and a couple of Habibis down at the gas station. I was like, pardon?
Well, thank you.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, they love
But
it.
girlfriends call each other Habibti. And when I'm being a big old Lebanese stereotype, I say, I'm on my Habibti.
You can curse.
You curse.
I can curse. I'm on my Habibti shit.
Shit.
I'm the oldest of 4, so I automatically censor myself because if my siblings would start to swear, my parents would know absolutely where it came from.
Get it. Subscribe first, though.
So, but I took care of my aunt for a couple of years in college. She was just older and didn't have anyone in her life. But I brought my cards on Halloween, and I know she was hardcore Catholic, but she thought it was cool. And my Sithi, my great-great-grandmother, she came over from Lebanon. And my aunt was like, she used to do this with playing cards on the table all the time. And it blew the top off my brain. And then over quarantine, my maternal grandmother, she's half Lebanese and half Italian, so she's super loud. She's like, people used to bring me into their homes before they purchased them to see if there were ghosts in there. But when I first started, when I found out that I had something, I was in a play, and a woman was reading for herself, like, as part of her, like, wind down to get ready for the show. And I was watching her, and she said, do you want to play with these? Do you want to give me a reading? Because, like, oh, the kid's interested. It's fine. And then I put 3 cards out and I read her like a book. I've never seen tarot cards in my life and I've never read the book. There's no way I could have faked her. And she's like, is your mom still outside? Because I think I need to talk to your mom because I think you might need to get cards for yourself. My mom has always been like super into metaphysical things the way teenagers in the 90s were. Like, like just like Ouija boards.
Yeah, I watched The Craft.
I watched The Craft.
They were all hot, yeah. I was at a Christmas. Family got together for like a holiday, like beach vacation, and I remember there was a cabinet, and I would like, when you go when you go in someone's house like for the first time, like when we went to Ben's and just like exploring all the cabinets. Yeah, he doesn't do it to everyone's house. Just like if it's a brand new house and you invite Andy, he's gonna give you the full inspection. Yeah. We're trying to climb up the attic. Yeah. But so that's what I was trying to do. I'm going through this house and opening up all the cabinets, and there's a Ouija board and tarot cards. And like we pulled them out, and it was like, to my family, it was like you just pulled Satan out of a cabinet. They're like, get that back!
So what's really interesting about ethnic Catholicism, because like both sides of my family, my Irish side and my Italian Lebanese side, hardcore Catholic. But like witchcraft is cool because what is Catholicism but witchcraft light? We eat the body of a dead man.
Ooh, that's why I tell Paul all the time, and he hates it because he's Catholic. Yeah, I tell about to Paul all the time.
It's witchcraft. I'm putting it down. Hello, Jesus. Catholicism was witchcraft. And it's because...
And necromancy.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, because he came back from that was a zombie. I've seen every horror movie.
I know Tim hates it.
And like I'm still down with Christ. Like, awesome person. Live your life like him as long as it doesn't make you be terrible to other people.
Yeah.
I have an affinity for the Virgin Mary as well. I'm very polytheistic. There's not a lot I don't believe in. I believe everyone has something. It's like The Good Place. I believe everyone has something a little bit correct.
Okay.
But yeah, my family hardcore Catholic, but they're like mega cool with me doing this and mega cool with crystals and like always have been, because when I was in 7th grade, they brought the ear bone of a saint and put it on her head. Like, that's witchcraft. Come on. Like, so my family's always been like super cool at this. My Lebanese family did it. And it was never like, Ouija boards are evil, flat out, but only because like probably no one in your life knows how to get it out of there. But like no one was ever, I never had that very, for lack of a better word, white Catholic or Protestant experience of you can't read Harry Potter because it's going to invite the devil in and Pokemon's is bad. Like I never had that. And I think it's because there's this background to ethnic Catholic people of, oh yeah, there's a lady who lived in a hut in our village in Sicily, and we would bring her spaghetti, and she would bonk you on the head, and the demon would leave. Like, that's the experience you're working with, and I feel like as we're coming to this, I don't want to say New Age, because I don't feel like it's as much like the New Age movement in the 80s and 90s as we're coming into this resurgence of interest and practice of paganism. You're finding your background, especially like around here, because we have Pennsylvania Dutch people, we have those kind of practitioners, like, oh, your Baba used to do that. It's not as frowned upon. And you're finding this in a lot of Jewish people, you're finding this in a lot of Arab people, you're finding this in a lot of Black people with hoodoo and voodoo. As we come into our ethnic identity, the pagan practices that came with it are coming back, and I feel like the generation before us, our parents' generation, is a lot softer on it, because they're not trying to hammer it out the way that boomers were trying to hammer it out of Gen X. They're looking fondly on the generation before the boomers, the World War II generation, and being like, oh, well, they did that, and I have this fondness for it. I was never allowed to do it. Let's go back together and find it. And it's really grounding identity-wise for people who maybe didn't have the immigrant experience like I did, because I'm 3rd generation, but my mom had me when she was 19, so I was raised in the home with the woman that immigrated here and was reading tarot cards with playing cards on a kitchen table. Like, I was immersed in that experience where you have to find people to help you go back. So as I'm watching other people have this experience, I realize how fortunate I am that I was raised steeped in the experience, even if it was subconscious, even if it wasn't always going on, because no, I didn't know she read tarot, but I knew there was something about her, and that's why there was something about me.
Yeah. It's kind of like I call it the Collins effect. When you grow up in the Collins house,
Andy Collins.
and your coffee table's a snare drum, and there's guitars everywhere. It's like, well, I never forced my kid to do it, but it's like, if you're growing up in that and your house is magical or your house has music, and you're like, well, how do I participate? How do I fit in with my family? How do I do what they do? And it's even, you're not even getting pushed into music, it's just there to do it.
Yeah, that's like Mom when I grew up, like I was 3 years old, like say like she had tarot cards out, and like my first deck was when you gave it to me when I was 10 years old. So it was just like
my grandpa was just like, let's get drunk. And I was like, this is how I fit in.
Do you want Poilo?
No, it was just, do you want was it Bacardi? Bacardi and Coke, and watched football games. I was like, I'll hold off on the Bacardi, but I'll take one of those Cokes and watch the Washington football team. But yeah, that was so. Yeah, I definitely see how that could be a rub off, and you get into that. But so do you want to do a reading for Andy here?
Yes, Andy, I'm gonna pass this out to you.
Okay.
They're bigger than playing cards, but just like, were you watching me shuffle them?
Yeah, just
I'll
normal.
get some good
Don't fold
shuffle
them in half.
ASMR.
Just like
Shuffle them. Andy's never had his cards read before.
Well, Toy did it one time, so that's.
So you're gonna pass it down. I've read for Tori multiple times
Okay.
for money, so I didn't want it to, because because we've worked on a professional basis, I thought it would color it and would bring back stuff from before. So I wanted someone dead fresh.
dead fresh.
Yeah, and I never met you before.
Fresh,
Yeah.
to,
Know each
fresh
other.
to death, one might
Yeah, fresh
say.
to death.
this guy
Sounds like an 80s rap group.
that you wouldn't listen to.
No.
Yeah, he
80s
hates, he hates rap.
80s rap don't bother me. This nowadays, I can't stand it.
Elvira rapping.
I couldn't do that. I was like,
nowadays.
Oh, I love Megan Thee Stallion.
music.
I shuffled them.
First,
You want me to touch him?
So, traditionally,
we didn't blow on them.
Fuck up. Dick.
Traditionally, a 3-card reading is past, present, future. I word it a little bit differently.
Okay.
I also, I'm privy to information about you that you don't know, because I look at the bottom of the deck. Some people show the bottom of the deck. I do not, because I want tea on you that you don't have.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
I didn't look at that. Just, here we go.
Yeah.
All right. So I do the situation as you perceive it,
Okay.
the situation as it actually is, and advice from the deck.
Now, is this just general, or is this like
This is just general.
Just intent?
Dead
Okay.
cold. I tell people, you tell me what's on your mind. You be as vague or detailed as you want to be.
Oh, okay. That's what I was going to say. How do you do it with the people that say, I want to know about money, or I want to,
And people don't understand that it's not like you are going to be rich someday.
Yeah.
Like, it's very
Any one of those.
well, I don't know how to describe it except for to do it for you. So your first card is the Curandera of Air. I probably mispronounced this. This is a beautiful deck that is done by, I believe, an indigenous Mexican woman. So it's not the traditional page knight, king and queen.
Okay, with
it's
the swords and everything.
yeah. It's with the elements, and it's very American, but in a good way.
Oh, okay.
So it is.
McDonald's.
Hello. You
The
have
Wendy's
golden
card.
arches.
Oh,
So this is the Page of Air in a normal deck. It is Rosemary. So that is something that you probably already work with a lot in your life. You probably eat rosemary because it is.
I think so.
It's really good on chicken and
Yeah.
potatoes. So as you perceive yourself, you are, when you're sitting in a position of air, I feel like people who pull air are very uplifting. You are the person in the friend group who keeps it light and keeps it up. Not in a way that you want to avoid other people's conflicts, not in a way that you want to color their situations. It's not like, well, forget about your problems because it's going to be fun time. Like, you're not like that. You're You are good. You are even.
B.
You're like, I know it stinks, buddy, but like, what can we do to bring you up?
Okay.
You're the page of air. You keep things lifted. You also, you might present some deep thought, some intellect. Sometimes air will manifest itself mental health, poor or positive. But you're also someone who puts a lot of thought into things. So you are an uplifter. You are in a thoughtful way an uplifter. You remember your friend's coffee order. This made me think of you, so I picked it up. Like you keep people in here. Because that's how you relate to people. You relate to your friends on a mental level, and that's how you uplift.
Oh, okay.
So as others see you, since this is a cold reading, it is the 6 of fire. Fire is wands, if you've ever been read by someone else.
Yeah.
The practical, the work with their hands kind of people. You're a good, like, I don't want to say salt of the earth because it's not the same as an earth card, because earth cards, earth signs, very grounded.
He's a Taurus.
Yeah. So a very grounded, practical person. But
That's true.
the level on the level of wands, it is a passion thing. So people know that you are passionate about what you love. People know you're passionate about your hobbies. In the way that you relate to them, where you keep it in, it is because you are a passionate person that you remember these things about your friends and loved ones, because you love them with such intensity. It's not performative at all. It's not in a manipulative way that you hold on to things. You hold on to the good because you love so, I don't want to say fiercely, because 6 isn't like a card the way the lesser numbers are. It is like an all-encompassing warmth that you are in other people's lives. And some general advice from the deck is going to be the 5 of water. You have a really nice rounded out. And a golden seal is the herb for that one. Water is your emotions. Some advice from the deck is do not put too much into if other people aren't loving you the same way that you're loving them. It doesn't mean if someone's not matching your style, it doesn't mean they don't care for you. They just don't love in that style. Do not get wrapped up in that. You do you because they're going to do them.
Okay.
So let there be an emotional flow, but don't get rid of what you already do, because what you already do is so special to everyone who loves you. They're just going to love you in a much different way than you love them.
Yeah.
So like if someone forgets your coffee order and has to ask you again, and you go, oh, that's something I would have remembered. Maybe they don't like me so much. No, that's just not how they interact with other people. That's not how they have friendship. It's the same level of intensity. It's just not exactly the way you do it.
Okay.
Do you have issues where if someone's not maybe completing work in the same exact pattern that you would, if it frustrates you to watch?
Yes.
Yeah.
Got to think a certain way.
Do you play D&D like a rules lawyer? Are
No,
you?
not really. No.
You're not a rules lawyer. No, just not every, and not to like be degrading on everyone, because I don't think that intelligence has morality. You might be working with a lot more cylinders than other people. It might not be that deep because they can't be that deep.
Okay, I understand it, yeah.
Not in like a degrading way.
I know,
there are people
yeah.
who are simple and it's lovely. There are people who might not be working as quick as you are, and something that you might have seen as a slight just happened for them. So my advice for you is learn other people's love languages. You don't have to adapt to them because that's not your language, but learn how they would interact with someone with your love language, and especially friendships. This is absolutely about friendships.
Okay.
And learn how to make the gears fit together without jamming them in or changing your gear at all.
Okay. Makes sense.
Do you need any clarification today?
No.
What's the T on the bottom?
Yeah.
It's another fry card. It's cinnamon, actually.
Cinnamon?
It's cinnamon.
Tough to
I
swallow.
just ate the French toast.
No, you are, and you probably were in high school too, even if you weren't popular, you were chill with other friend groups were just chill with you. Cinnamon goes with both savory and sweet.
Okay.
You can chill with any friend group. You can get along and work with almost anyone. Even if they aren't your friends, you can be like, well, we're passionate about the same thing, so we're going to find where we are in that level together, and we're just going to go.
Okay. Yeah.
So you mingle with a lot of different kind of people, and you're good
That's
at it.
true. Yeah.
And this
killing
is
it.
my
You're killing
favorite
it.
way to reshuffle. I put them back, and then I mess
Whoa.
up the table. Little bit of chaos magic. This
was
is
you
my
sending your
favorite deck.
attention out.
Yeah.
My fiance Sebastian got it for me. The first deck I ever learned to like that was mine. I lost it somewhere in the house and we can't find it. It ran away, so I think it just needed a break. I like to tell that to myself, that it needs a break, and it's not that I have ADHD and lose everything. But so that was a sample of a 3-card reading. I do
Nice.
e-readings most of the time. This is my first in-person event, which is a big step towards my life goal, which is pretty awesome.
So you were just doing this online before?
When I do them online, they're all pictures and text because I want you to be able to go back and look at it. I've done a couple of calls, but it's just not the same. I think there is something to the e-tarot that I feel like a lot of people, because we've learned to interact with our phones so much, and I don't say that as old man shaking fist at sky. I'm saying that as it's such an aid for people, because say you are from a super religious family who does not want you practicing witchcraft. Well, that's in a text message, and you can delete that if you want. But if you had to come meet me somewhere, I'd be like, where are you going? What are you doing?
Going to buy drugs, Mom.
Yeah.
Oh, you're, by the way, I always give an herbal recommendation with this card. Do try, it's called Hobo Meal. Microwave them for a little bit first so they get nice and soft. Baby potatoes, a ton of butter, huge, full sprigs of fresh rosemary, and Parmesan cheese, and you crunch it up 350 for a half an hour, and it's
sounds pretty
so
good.
good. Rosemary is so grounding, it's refreshing, it's clearing, and it's uplifting.
And it's
You're
2
uplifting.
women's names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What,
like
potato?
garlic. Yeah. What is garlic? Because I like that.
Oh yeah, throw garlic in there. Love garlic.
Where can people find you?
Yeah.
It is an Instagram with no picture because it wouldn't upload. For my tarot, you can find me at Bell_through_Oracle on Instagram. And you can sometimes find me here
There
at
you
Tree of Life.
There you go. Come to the Tree of Life. Reach out. Do not be weird. We talked about weird people on the internet. Don't be that person.
Don't
Don't
be
be a
weird.
weird person on the internet.
I don't want to show you my feet unless you give me money.
Where's the money?
Is there any you guys have any questions before we?
No, I'm good.
Does anybody in the crowd have any questions?
No.
All right, thank you so much for your
Awesome,
time.
thank
All right,
you.
we're gonna step away real quick, take a quick break, and we'll be back for our last segment, and we'll see you guys then.
Thank you.
Nailed it.
Awesome.
That was fun.
Yeah.
I love doing that's what I was doing out there with my 4 readings. I was just telling people what kind of person they are.